That was good. Hey everybody, what's going
Oh,
on? This is Chase. I am Chase. This is No Chaser TV. You know, people are starting to call me No Chaser now, Chad. That is crazy. No Chaser. Hey, I was just emailing No Chaser. My name is
okay.
Chase. Everybody, that's nice, but I'm Chase, and
It's giving
this
Instagram handle.
right, we are No Chaser TV. Um, Chad, it's so great to have you. You know, the people love it when you come down to the thing.
Well, I love to be here all the
I
time. I
love to
love
have you.
love being with you. I
Yes,
told you I was like, we can't do a Tuesday. I would like to do it still, but yeah,
yeah,
Tuesday was a bit much because I'll be working
yeah.
that 3-4 a.m. shift. I need
Ugh.
my little rest.
Brutal, brutal, brutal. And you know, that's totally fine with me because you know what I did at first? We were gonna go ahead and do like me and Tori B was like, okay, well, we'll do like hot topics, tea and stuff like that, because it was a lot between Tuesday and Wednesday, a lot happened. And so 9 o'clock came and I texted and I was like, I just gotta be transparent, y'all. I texted Tori B and was like, I don't
Mm-mm.
have it.
Dang.
I don't have it. I'm tired. I'm tired. And I went to bed and I didn't get up until almost like 10:30, 11 o'clock yesterday morning, which for me, I wake up at like 7 a.m. to get the news going for the next morning on on the socials and stuff like that. So for me to sleep in, I didn't give a damn who did what, who shot John and none of that stuff. It just felt good to get some sleep. And so yeah, absolutely. I was in the middle of watching your SLC review. Which one? Baby, I told the girls up down to the Salt Lake City between these last two reviews.
I gotta go. I gotta go watch the one from yesterday.
Chad, I have been eating their ass up. So you're talking about the review or the reunion?
The review of the reunion.
Oh, I mean, it's just like I feel like Lisa Barlow was like 99.9% right, and there was only like 1% room for error. But when there was that 1% room for error, because it was 5 against 2, Heather was sitting there waiting on her ass to mess up. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But other than that, Lisa Barlow is in charge
Lisa,
of the girls.
she was on it yesterday.
Oh
I watched it
God,
finally yesterday. I watched it yesterday, and I was like, this might be her best. Even though it was only
that's
the
her
first
best
episode,
one.
I'm like, this may be her best reunion. She came
Yeah.
prepared. I mean, she was doing it.
It was day and night from that season 1 reunion with the overtan hands, and she was getting wore out. Remember?
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
god! And it was the most we. I don't know if we were in a group then, but I feel like we were because I was like, "Who the hell is Lisa Barlow?" Like I feel like we didn't talk about her a lot season 1, and she came to the reunion mad. Nobody celebrated her birthday. Anyway, it was a whole thing. We'll get into it on Salt Lake. We'll get into it because we're here for Married to the Medicine, and so we're going to get on down to the thing with the Married to the Medicine. But before I do, you know, Bravo is definitely the land and the dream where dreams just come true. Vicky Gunvalson has her peach back. It's the 20th year of Housewives. Nene Leaks is back, something that a lot of people would have never thought to happen. And so, what are your thoughts on Nene Leaks returning?
I don't want to say I'm excited, but I'm not I'm in an excited mood for her to see what she does, but I'm one of those people that remembers when she returned the first time after she left, even though the circumstances are much different now. I'm one of those people that did not really care for her return the first time because it was like, okay, we expected a certain Nene, and when she came, for me, it fell flat. Her return when she came back was that season 11. What season was it where she came back like as an official peach holder? Was it 10 or 11? Tracy, you froze. Can you hear me?
Uh,
Right. I was like, are you frozen?
yeah, I don't know. Something was going on, but it was season 10.
Okay. So yeah, when she returned season 10, it didn't give how I thought it was going to give. So I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen, see how they usher her back in because clearly she's going to end up getting her peach back. That's what we can see that's going to happen. Especially with the reception of her just doing a drop in basically with this whole ultimate girl trip thing. So I mean, I'll hold out hope to see if we can get some Nene that we originally loved. But yeah, when she returned the first time, it didn't do nothing for me. So I'm not over the moon excited how some people are.
I feel like if we're gonna go ahead and be honest and talk about it in that sense, I was overjoyed when she said she was coming back. I do feel like season 10, it was some of the old Nene but season 11 and 12, it is definitely a decidedly different Nini. And I think that is because while they shared as much of Greg's cancer journey as possible, I don't think that even we knew, or it didn't register, at least for me, how serious it was. And now that I look back on it, I feel like we're looking at a person trying to come to grips with their spouse getting ready to go.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
It's fair. I mean, because it's reality. That's the reality of the
Yeah.
situation. And I mean, we, like you said, looking back at it now, and I agree too. When you look back at it now, um, I don't want to judge her too harshly for her performance when she came back because she was going through something very serious. But just looking at it from a standpoint of what we expected
The,
from
the
her,
Nini.
then yeah,
Right.
the Nini, that's the part I was kind of speaking on.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. You know how I get though. I get like to delve into it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But absolutely, I get what you're saying. 100% completely. Now, speaking of returns, I went ahead and tapped into my old journalist bag, and I posed the question on No Chaser TV. It looks like the people are getting to it finally. So I do greatly appreciate you guys. Make sure that you guys go over there and like and comment your opinion.
Comment.
Yes, comment. Thanks. The and speaking of comment, we need you guys to comment in the hard section. Y'all keep the live lounge jumping, jumping like Destiny's Child, like Beyonce recording all the vocals by herself. Let's be honest. Let's stop saying that. That was Beyonce. But y'all keep it jumping, jumping. But we got to get the comment section jumping, jumping, so we can continue to climb in the algorithm. So make sure you guys are doing that as well, if you so kindly will, please. Now, my question was, is it time for Mariah Huck's return to Married to Medicine? And I wrote so eloquently and passionately. Do I have to read it? I don't have to read it. I'm not
I
gonna read it. What? You
I'm
want me to
sorry.
read it?
I look. I can read it if you want me to read it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's my writing. I don't know. I don't want you to read it. No.
Go ahead, read it.
No, I mean, I don't want anybody to read it. We're not gonna read it. We're just gonna answer the question.
My
Still a little
answer
shy.
is my answer is no.
Okay.
But
Why?
I can explain why. I feel
Please.
like I feel like Mariah in this stage doesn't work with the show. And the reason why I say
Mm,
that is because now that core cast, even though she was a part of that core cast, but that core cast is now so embedded and ingrained. I would hate for her to come back and it still be it still feels like she's on the outside. I don't think that her
yeah.
coming back would I don't think her coming back would make sense with the group at this point. Whereas with like a Nene Leaks, it she can kind of jump in because it's never like a core group of I don't know, it's a different type of feel. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's room for Nene to come back. Whereas Mariah, the Married to Medicine girls, they kind of have this mean girl cliquish type of energy where it's like even if we don't fuck with each other, then we still don't really mess with you. And I don't want them to do her like that. So I would rather her just stay away or figure out another way to, you know, capitalize off of her platform that she built. Maybe, start a spinoff or something or, join another. I don't know. I want Mariah back on TV. I just don't know if I want her on Marriage to Medicine.
You know what? And it's crazy. Y'all know I love Mariah Down. But as I was writing it, I thought it would just be interesting to, have the conversation. But as I was writing it and as I'm watching this season, this is the first season to me where it has felt like, although I'm going to always want the queen be present, I'm somewhat okay with her not being there because, as you mentioned, I don't want it to be her coming and it still being pressure and it still being tension. If it was like she's welcome, we love her, we've missed her, we want her here, then I would probably change my tune about it. But as long as like certain people like, if as long as Dr. Jackie there,
And it's
it's
been
not
too
going to
long
really
at
be
this
a
point. It's been too
yeah,
long at this point. If it was like the first time when she returned back, it felt okay. It felt like there was still some room that it could have made sense. But now the show is so like I said, ingrained into what it is now as to where I can't even really picture her there and it making sense. Like I feel like the only way that it would actually make actual sense, and don't call me crazy, but The only way it would make sense is if her and Quad were to genuinely get back cool, and not just cool where it's like they're cordial, but cool
No
where it was
friend.
like Miss Quad, she got it, she got it.
Yeah.
If they was back like that, then I could see her being ushered back into a place to where the show could thrive with her there. But without that, I just don't see it.
I hate to say that. I mean, God
And
love you down.
Quad is so diva at this point and at this stage in the show as to where I don't even see her. I mean, Mariah's a big personality. Same with Quad, but I don't see Quad wanting to share that type of spotlight with Mariah in
Mm,
2026.
ooh, listen, that was well, child, we get him into a bag. I don't want to dip back into my Quad and Mariah bag, but I feel like a lot of people wanted Mariah out for a lot of different
For
reasons.
sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
and that's where we'll go because I appreciate Quad,
There was
and
some jealousy there. There was definitely some jealousy there for sure.
absolutely. You mean to tell us we don't like this lady and the people still like her? That always gets the girls, whether it's on TV or not, in real life. You know what I mean? Like people will never understand how people can gravitate, you know?
Hmm.
So Angel and Heavenly, and shares that she retrieved, I believe it was 5 eggs, but only four made it. Is that correct?
Yes.
4 eggs in Ghana. Let me take this down. I'm sorry. I'm like, why I can't see them? Duh. All right. All right. Um, yes, 4 eggs in Ghana. Now King is with the fellas. As I don't know what they were doing to Dr. Eugene, but God bless them. King is with the fellas, and he says it's taken a lot of time away from him and his daughter, and it's a lot catering to someone else's needs and neglecting your own. He doesn't say anything about it because he does not want to appear selfish. I think that when they were talking about it, um, Cecil, I be wanting to call him Dr. Cecil. I really do. Cecil was like, you know how people finish your sentences? And he was like trying to finish King's sentence, like supporting her or something like that. And then King hit him with the um taken away from my needs. And he was like, oh, that's where we're going with that. I didn't think, well, you're doing the best you can, dog. You're doing the best you can, bro. And it was
Right.
like they cleaned it up. But I don't think he knew that King was going there with it. And I feel like it kind of like registered for him because then he gave the speech about how, you want to go ahead and move forward. I don't really feel like it registered for Cecil. It registered for Cecil. I feel like it registered for Cecil in that moment that this might not be Quad's forever man. So
Mm.
the ladies download Quad on last episode, and Heavily says that Toya talked about her child. The girls say Toya didn't talk about her child, but they didn't tell her that to her face. Heavily then tells Quad about how Simone. Oh, okay. Heavily then tells Quad about how Simone saying she would look up the VIN if she had the VIN number accessible to Quad's Rolls Royce. Um, because she looks up everything, and Quad immediately got pissed. Now, why Dr. Heavily kicked that off when that was not needed to be kicked off? What did you think about Quad? Basically, what did you think about the whole entire opening scene? How about that?
I mean, it was typical of them to discuss, what one person said or what one person did, and not what they did to egg it on. But I mean, that's Heavenly. It's typical Heavenly. Whatever, trying to cause some type of confusion with the girls in some kind of way. I did think it was funny, but I mean, it was honest. At the end of the day, we know that she looked stuff up. She said it before multiple times that she looked stuff up. So I wasn't surprised. It was kind of funny to me.
Well, why would she drop that now?
That's a good question. I don't know. That's a good question. Why she
Because it
dropped it
feels
now?
because it feels like they may not be friends, but they have been had a truce, and for the last couple of episodes, they have
Hmm.
been somewhat cordial, or just no issues or whatever. And now she drops this, and Quad's not going to live, especially with all of the discussion around King and his business on social media. I'm not sure if you're privy to that. We didn't report on it, but Um, a lot of it was some kind of drama. I'm sure someone in the lounge. It was some kind of drama with Quad and a Royal Rolls Royce, not that one, but a vehicle, and somebody was suing them for the car and all that stuff, and it was a mess. So the fact that Simone said that if she had the VIN, she would look it up. That's going to automatically piss Quad off because that was already
Hmm.
out in the
Yeah.
streets, basically questioning King's businesses and King's business dealings, pretty much. Hay says, "What's the tea? What's tea?" Child, Lord Jesus, see, love, love, love. There you go, man. Oh boy. All right. I do think the girl should have said something in the moment, but I do kind of understand not saying. Oh, I don't know. Like, should they have said something to Heavenly in the moment if they felt like that's not what happened, or just let it rock and let Heavenly do Heavenly?
Let it rock. Let Heavenly do Heavenly, because Heavenly gonna stand on whatever it is, and she gonna defend herself. So let Heavenly do Heavenly and deal with the aftermath.
Because I feel like Heavenly is the type of person that if you get in her way, you're gonna get some too.
Exactly. So yeah, I ain't got nothing for it. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Let y'all handle that.
But we all know you're lying. Um, Mimi is with her son who is having a challenge, and we see them navigate another situation. I'm going to bring up a question, and I just want to know. The first scene was endearing, it was heart wrenching. Did the second scene feel exploitive to you?
No, no.
Okay.
At the end of the
A lot of
day,
people were saying that, so I just wanted to know.
yeah, I don't think so. At the end of the day, what we love about Married to Medicine is that it is raw, it is uncut, it is very, that's kind of what sets Married to Medicine apart from the other shows. That it is, while of course, it still has its reality moments where things may feel a little contrived and scripted, whatever. For the most part, Married to Medicine is very uncut and raw.
Yeah.
And with you having a new doctor, new family there, we need to be able to see. I'm not saying that we have to see those parts, but with them being open to showing us, especially as Black people who don't really believe in, growing up,
Mm,
with me growing up or whatever, in my area, well, we were around the same age or whatever, my era, kids like, what is the child? Is it what's it, the child's name? Stevie? Is it
Stevie,
is he
yes,
Stevie
Stevie.
Jr.? Kids like him were, ridiculed. They were called, literally, they were called the R word.
Yeah,
And it
vanished.
was, it was a thing to where that was kind of even how I grew up. Even though I always been an empath and had a heart, that's kind of how I grew up looking at kids that were like that. So
Absolutely.
For Mimi and her husband to be showing that part and showing that, no, look, this is not just, you know, a one-off thing. This is something that we deal with every single day. And then
Yeah.
for them to explain even the part of how they have to send their daughter to stay with her mom for a little bit so she can have some relief. That's a reality that we do not see. That's a reality that a lot of Black people don't even believe that is there.
Mm,
I even have a cousin of mine who she has mental health issues or whatever, and my grandmother, who I love to death, will tell her, "Oh, girl, you okay? Just you stop all that." And it's like that's
yeah.
really how black people look at mental health issues a lot. Still, we've gotten a lot better, but we still have a lot way to go. So I think that them showing that is not them just exploiting their child. They're showing a real life situation, and more people can relate to it. So yep, it's good to be shown.
Listen, I 100% wholeheartedly agree. I think that it can be a hard watch, but just because I don't like to see that struggle and that the child have to, go through that, to me, it's a hard watch, but it's a necessary watch because this is people's life. You know what I mean? Like there are families that have this situation in their family. And I'm sure it is nice to see someone represent them in a kind way, in a caring way, in a reaffirming way, in a way that reaffirms everyone in the whole family.
Yep,
And that's
yep,
the difference. It's not just about one person's experience. It's about how do we all balance this? Okay, maybe we need Savannah to go somewhere for a little bit so she could just do her thing because she is still, 7 years old. She's still a child, and I don't think she really grasps the totality of the situation just
Yeah.
yet. And as she grows
Yeah.
older, hopefully she will. Stevie, of course, with his challenges, we want to make sure that he's affirmed and let him know that we don't treat him any differently because of his challenges. He are loved. And then how do we support each other and make sure that we're getting what we need? Which is
Yeah.
why Steve, when he came home, he was like, don't worry about it. It's all right. I got it. And I'm sure
I
she does
love
that
that
for
he
him.
asked her. I love that he asked her, "How are you doing?" Because again, we don't see the conversation that couples have when they are dealing with an autistic child, when they have to deal with one child that's autistic and one that's not, and how do they navigate it. So yep, I love that. I love it, even the fact of how they love on him and also discipline him at the same time to let him know, like, it's not going to be a thing to where we're going to just give you a pass because you have these challenges, but we still want to love on you and care for you and show you, that we do want to understand what's going on, and we want to make sure that you have the help that you need. So no, their story is, to me, it's one of the most refreshing things I've seen on TV in general, but of course on Married to Medicine. So no,
Yeah,
if honestly, if they weren't bringing anything to the show drama wise, I would be okay with that because they are showing us something that we do not see on TV.
that's true. This is the first, feels like this is the first of its kind within any television show. And so for them to be so honest about how they're living their lives and navigating this, because you can feel a weight to it, but you can also feel an airiness and a lightness to it, which is
Hmm.
a delicate balance to have. And so hats off to him. Hats off to him. Hats off
Look,
to him.
hats off to y'all.
Yes. And, Steve Senior, that's a red king right there.
Is.
You got your one, Mimi, but he's got him one too, Mimi. How about that? Catch that church. All right, because Mimi is a red. Let me not say that. That is so ignorant for me to say. Stop saying that. I can't even make myself say that. That is so fucking stupid. What is that? Okay, anyway. Wow. You're great, Mimi. Keep it up. Uh like, what the fuck? Dr. Heavenly meets with her brother, who she just recently met. Um and Heavenly is convinced that he is her brother. They do the math and find out that there may have been some overlap. And her dad, who she felt was an upstanding human being and one of the best shining examples of fatherhood that she knew, may have had some extramarital dealings. Now, Heavenly is happy to have a brother with all of her family's challenges that she is going through right now. She is going to host a family reunion, and we'll see that in a few moments. That's so crazy. I just feel like for those who don't believe in a higher power or God or the universe or whatever you want to call it, unfortunately for her, her son right now is a bit AWOL because of their situation. But what are the odds that she gets sent a brother to kind of get to know
Filling
and
the
kind of,
void.
yeah, I don't want to say filling the void, but filling the void, yeah, of that being missing for her. I just think that the way that worked out was interesting. They do favor. I would still encourage her to get a DNA test just because
Hmm.
it doesn't like he's hurting for money. And so it doesn't like it's a cash grab. If he waited all these years, it doesn't like he was wanting to be on television. He would have come out sooner, in my opinion. I don't sense any ulterior motives behind this. And I hope it is her brother because she seems really excited. One of her sisters that we have heard about, they had a pretty tumultuous relationship. And there was one season she filmed a lot of stuff with her sister, she said, but then at the last minute, her sister refused to sign a release form for it to actually air. And then she lost her mom and lost some other family members. So I think that this is a welcome. Okay, God. Well, yes, baby, but I'm just saying. I know who I believe, but I can't, put that on the people, okay, in the group. All right. Um, but yeah, I think it was just welcome, but I still encourage a DNA test. I don't know. That's just me.
That's the logical side.
Yeah, just get one. And even if he is not, maybe y'all could still become family friends or something like that. I don't know because he seems like he fits. Like it felt good. I don't know. And it's crazy to see. Dr. Heavenly said that she started filming week 8.
Really?
Yes, on Carlos King's show. She said she came in week 8. She is in every episode. So they cut out
That's
a lot.
very. They definitely cut out a lot.
It
Hmm.
feels like Mimi's episode at the beginning was the beginning of the season, and then they cut out a lot.
That's very interesting because now I want to piece stuff together.
Right. So there you have it. So she said she comes in episode 8. And so it's kind of like, well, what the girls is giving without her then, right?
Well, I'm sure
You
also too the show didn't want to necessarily demote her.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, I'm sure that it was the thing to where it was like we still got to figure out how we're gonna have Heavenly in most of these shows, most of these episodes, because
Yeah.
let's face it, regardless of how you look at Heavenly, she is the drama of the show.
She is definitely the drama. Am I the drama? Yes. State representative. If she was in your district, would you vote for Heavenly?
I'm not gonna
Uh,
say no.
we won't go
Um,
there.
we,
No words of favorite. Uh,
we can,
we
but
can.
no, I don't know. I'm not gonna say no or yes.
I do feel now, because at first I questioned it, I do think that she wants to do a good job for her people. Is that
Hmm.
fair? Or no? We won't go there. All right, we'll move on. Well,
I need to see more.
yes. Oh God. Okay. Oh, all right. The Red Queen. Now the group is making mac and cheese for Heavenly's Mac Off, and Dr. Simone says this is a year of revelation. No one offers to help her take anything off of her plate. Cecil gets super offended and upset because he does try to help Simone when it comes to the boys, and so that comment really threw him off. And by the end of it, they were laughing, which is like, I guess, a couple. I've been single for so long, so I don't know how that works at this point. Um, what did you think about Cecil and Simone's conversation?
I thought it showed exactly why their relationship is the way that it is, and that's not me saying anything bad, because I
Mm,
really don't like to talk about people's relationships that much. But it kind of showed me that they don't always get to the nitty gritty of the issue or whatever it is because I don't feel like they take each other serious. I feel like they hear each other, but I don't feel like they take what the other person is saying as serious until at least maybe some tears are shed, or at least until it gets to the point of Simone trying to divorce him. Then I feel like it's like, okay, let me sit up. Maybe she's serious now. Even last week when Cecil was being, Martin Luther King Jr. talking to his brother, it was a thing to where it was like, sir, are you hearing yourself? I agree with him in a lot of things, but it was also like you are kind of like not really seeing exactly what Simone is saying. You're not taking it serious about how she feels like there's a not a united front in front of the kids. But yeah, them laughing about it at the end, I was happy that they laughed about it, but it was like, no, the issue is still there. Like it's
yeah,
literally still there. So it's like y'all didn't solve anything.
you know, I'm gonna say I think that Cecil is the type of person who it doesn't feel like he's good at inferring or like guessing. And I see Simone saying a lot of things, but I think she needs to specifically tell him how to fix the issue.
Yeah, that could be it too.
She's good at pointing out the issue, and she's great at explaining how the issue makes her feel. So that's 2 steps. But the third step is the fix.
But I feel like maybe she has tried that before. And if you're a person like me per se, if you've tried something over and over, after a time, it gets to a point to where it's like, okay, you just kind of go through the motions. I don't have time to try to tell you how to fix something because I've done it before. I've tried to tell you that before. We went through this. I feel like with them specifically, if you get to a point to where y'all are actually about to divorce each other, she's exhausted. She's told you everything, and you still are doing the same exact thing. I think that by now she's just like, okay, what's the thing? It's cheaper to keep him. Cheaper to keep her, but I think for her it's cheaper to keep him. I think it's just
Yeah,
a thing to where she's just going through the motions, and she knows that even if she tells him how to fix it, Cecil will find a way around it or to deflect. So she just kind of, I hate that she's in that situation. I mean, I'm also not saying divorce him, but at the same time, is Simone really going to start over at this point? No, that lady ain't gonna start over. So it's like just deal with it and keep it moving, child. If you ain't gonna do nothing about it, I
yeah.
think you frozen. Oh, never mind. You was paused.
You hear me?
I can
Okay,
hear
I'm
you.
sorry. My internet's doing a funky wild too. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I was gonna say there is a great artist of our time, and the song says, "So many times I had my foot out the door. So many times I, oh my God, you know."
Not the actual video.
I just feel like that's where she's at, and I think that I kind of feel bad for her. Like I kind of wish she would have got out and not let Dr. Jackie and the girls convince her to stay in miserable. I hate to say miserable, but stay in. She's miserable.
You could tell
She's
and I
miserable.
really hate to say that, but she's miserable.
She's miserable. And this is not something that we throw around lightly. We've been watching this show for 12 seasons. She is miserable. And I don't think they have a prenup. I don't know. But I wish that she would have, if she was going to get out, she would have just, still got out season 5. She filed, she had so many times she had her foot out the door. She had a bad packed. And them
Packed.
people made her stay. The children were young enough to where, yeah, it was going to hurt their feelings, but everybody would have been okay by now. This would have been a new normal. This is 6 years past that. Like, everybody would have been all right. Cecil would have
Even if
got what he
she
needed.
even if she would have seriously, if she would have pulled what Nene pulled with Greg and
Mm,
actually left him for a period of time, I think that they probably could have been better now.
yeah,
I'm like I said, I'm not gonna ever advocate for divorce or the breakup of a
me
relationship,
either.
or I don't want to talk about people's relationships in that way. But I
Yes.
do think sometimes you do have to make the necessary changes for somebody to wake up. And that could have been a thing to where he really woke up, you
Like,
know.
she will leave me. Because I don't think that
Yes.
he thinks, I think that at the season 5 reunion, maybe he felt that way. Like, oh shit, she finna go. Right.
Hmm.
But if you finna go and you don't go and you stay, people feel like they got you forever, dog. Sometimes you got to put a bricks to their ass. I know that's your husband, so I hate to talk like that, but sometimes you have to show us. Sometimes you have to get them before you get got. Because this is why people think that there's an underlying issue between her and Quad, because Quad left and she didn't. And at first, I called poppycock on it. Like, huh? Like, really? But considering the fact that we now know that she is, putting on those readers and looking up everybody's everything, right?
True,
Kind of
but
feels like that
I
might
don't like
fit him
the
on the
I,
personality
I
path.
I don't really like the comparison, and the reason why I say that is because Quad left more so. Well, I'm gonna say more so, but Quad needed to leave. If somebody is being physical with you and putting their hands on you and stuff like that, the situation is different. Also, Cecil and Simone were college sweethearts, so it's like it was different dynamics from the jump. And people forget a lot of things like that play into why some people stay and why some people leave. Simone and Cecil also had 2 kids. Quad didn't have anything tying her necessarily to Greg. So it's like there may be some resentment there with Simone for Quad in that situation, but at the same time, I do think that Simone had a lot more riding on her leaving Cecil officially
She has
versus
stakes.
Quad. It's different. It's
Yeah.
different.
she had stakes for sure. Like there were other people to consider, and that sucks because ultimately you want to do something that puts you in the best position. I think Simone will be happier. I hate to speak about. I love Cecil and Simone, but Simone just don't. I just she just doesn't seem happy.
She doesn't. She doesn't. I love me some Dr. Simone, but she does not seem happy. I like I said, I don't like to talk about people's relationships, but
Yes,
going off of what we see, it
we're
does
just talking
not feel
about on the
like that.
show. We talking about the edit. You know
Yeah,
what we're
we
edited and
talking about the
given.
edit.
We don't know, and we love Dr. And I love Dr. Cecil and Dr. Simone. Okay, love both of the doctors, but
We paused again. I'm gonna just do the bankhead bounce until you get it together
I
over
need
there.
Simone to find her happy back because it's just not. This not the Simone I fell in love with. I'm not
Yeah,
understanding what's
it's
going on. I'm gonna have to try to figure out what's going on with our internet. I'm so sorry. I was trying to say, damn, I almost forgot. Um, girl, fuck it, I don't forgot. Let's move on, Chad. I don't know. I forgot. Oh, Chase, yeah, eat, girl. I almost said something to y'all. Don't piss me off up here now. Um, this is the first low budget show we done had in quite some time. So
okay.
get over it. Normally, we everything. What is this, honey? Skateboard DW. All right, skateboard DW. I don't know you like that.
That's my twin talking.
Oh, okay. I don't know you like that, boo. We don't normally have low budget. You done came over here. Now we starting to have issues. How about that? Skateboard on that. Now, with that being said, Zachary arrives and tells his parents that he has spoken to Damon Jr. You could just see like ugh. Imagine being a parent and not being able to speak to your child. Is he going non-contact? Have you heard about this whole non-contact phenomenon?
No, what is that?
Where people go no contact with their family members. Basically, they cut them off, never to be seen or heard of again. At this point, Dr. Heavenly says it's been a year since she's seen him or spoken to him. So it's still not giving. Oh, thank you, baby. Um, Yeah, so like there's a whole thing. Oprah did a whole like show podcast on it, like with people who have gone non-contact. Normally, the majority of the cases are children going no contact with their parents. But there was a black woman who said that she had to go no contact with her son because they had been through a lot of things, and the son was abusive to her in a myriad of ways, and so she decided to make the decision to go no contact with him. And as a black woman who's a mother, she said she felt incredibly judged in a way that children who decide to go no contact with their parents don't, because she's the parent and people feel like, how could you not speak to your child? But she said she needed to protect her peace and she went no contact. So would you consider going no contact with a family member or
Absolutely. At this point in my life, and yeah, absolutely. At this point in my life, and some of the things that, I don't really speak much about my personal life,
of course.
really. But at this point in my life, yes, I do believe in protecting my peace. I do believe that people should do things that protect their peace, because family or not, people will suck the life out of you.
Mm,
And a lot of times it is the people that you care about the most that will suck the
mm,
life out of you. And it's a
mhm,
thing to where you have to wake up one day and say, I'm gonna choose myself, because me caring is putting me in a place to where I don't care about myself. And that's not a good look. I don't ever want to get to a place where I feel like somebody I love is dragging me down to a point to where I care about them so much that I don't care about myself. So yeah,
mm.
if I need to, you gotta go.
So
You
you
gotta go.
saying
And it takes the reason why I'm saying that is because for me personally, as a tourist, I don't know if it's more tourings out there, but as a tourist, I put up with a lot for a
mhm,
long time. It takes
I
a
do.
long time. It takes a lot for me to finally be like, let me cut this cord. So I know that when I do cut it, it's because of an actual reason. I needed to cut it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a Scorpio. I love Tauruses. I love Tauruses, honey. I love Tauruses. I love them. And they are like that. You know, they definitely are like that. The ones that I know, at least in my life, are like that. So absolutely. I understand. So are you saying that Dr. Simone need to go no contact? Is
Dr.
that what you're saying?
Simone, Dr. Simone should go no contact with who?
Cecil.
No, she should not go no contact.
Now don't get on here, Dr. Simone, yelling at us. We just having fun, Dr. Simone. Told you we're gonna
No,
try
she
to
should
work it
not go
out.
no contact.
Peace come. Oh God, I don't know who skateboard is, but skateboard DW. Wow. If you
It
only
does.
understood,
That is right. Peace comes at a price.
if you only understood what I've been going through the last week,
Mm-mm.
my peace has been severely compromised.
Same,
Severely.
same. I'm with you.
Severely.
Severely.
Like,
It has been compromised this week.
do you know how people say, "Are you mad my pussy pops severely?" I'm mad that my peace has been compromised severely. And Chad, I just this is my safe space. I feel like that's how compromised my peace has been lately. So thank y'all for coming in. We're gonna wrap it up. We almost done with the thing because we at the family reunion, and don't let nobody, you got to go hard for yours. And then 26, we're gonna go hard for ours. So we're gonna go hard for our things, and our things include our peace. And nobody's gonna take that from us, and we're not gonna let them do it. Amen, Chad.
Amen.
Toya and her
What's the
family.
little Wendy Williams video where she like sitting down, she like punch.
Child almost said something. Ooh, you better be glad. Y'all better be glad it's like 2 or 3 years ago. We would just say anything out of our mouth, because baby, I was gonna say something real reckless. Ooh, um, girl, if you don't get your ass. Okay, anyway, Toya, y'all, I'm just, sometimes I read the comments and it's like, I don't know if y'all think I'm thinking this stuff, but I'm literally just posting what these people are saying. And so people are, well, what you doing this for? Hey, baby, take it up with Candace if you mad that she said that Portia sleeping with that, got mad because she said Portia want to sleep with people's husband or whatever she said. Don't get mad at me. Anyway, Toya and her family arrives, and Toya asks Heavenly if her son is the only family, if her son is the only child who showed up. Heavenly then said, I was like, this girl is this season one, Toya? What the hell is going on? And
I
then
didn't
it's
like
like,
it.
I didn't like it either. And then Heavenly immediately follows up and says, Toya got other things to worry about, like her husband's dick look being little. Right, Daddy? He's like, I don't know what
No, this
you've
is
been talking about.
so yeah.
I
We're just
don't.
gonna look. Oh my God, no. Chase, where'd you go?
I'm right here. I was just gonna let you speak, baby. Go ahead. I need to figure out what's going on with this internet because this is like really giving team too much.
No,
It's
but
really
to
giving
go
me
back to
too
that scene, Toya pissed me off because I feel like she starts stuff for no reason sometime, and she kind of plays this whole I'm just doing it in jest. And I'm like, I don't like that. When it comes to people, family, Heavenly got this going on with her son. You know that, she feels the type of way about it. And you just don't do that. It was a dig and I didn't like it. I've grown to like Toya a lot over the seasons because in the beginning I did not like Toya.
Yeah,
I've grown a lot to like her over the seasons, but I do think that she's tacky as hell when she comes into play and just does and says whatever. It's like, girl, have some type of coot.
like it's like her wires get crossed like zzz, and it's like season one Toya again, zzz,
Yeah.
grown
I was
Toya.
talk I was actually having a conversation with skateboard DW and he mentioned he mentioned that's why Mariah popped her ass. Because and it was right. Toya is reckless. Like, girl, get it together. Like, that's not cute. You too
Cause,
grown to be doing that.
cause first you talked about my child, then you at my husband's party, and now you're gonna talk about my mama? Really, Miss Toya?
Like, come on now. Come on.
And
That's
so
my
here,
mama.
that's my mama. I don't give a damn. I done been there before. You ever been there with somebody? I don't really give a damn what you talk about. Okay, you need to back the hell up. That was her warning to back up. Because
Like,
Mariah hit her
literally.
with the I don't give a damn.
Baby, it was a meme going around just this week on Twitter that said, um, that said, oh, it was the first part said, um, you should be grown enough that if your mama has an issue with somebody, then you shouldn't have an issue with them. And the person retweeted it and said, I absolutely do not like nobody that don't like my mama. It's like, girl, what we talking about here? What we talking about? I
And
don't
then
care
want to
what
speak to
y'all
me
got.
because I'm a child. I'm not your child. I'm her child. And you don't like my mama, and she dead ass wrong too. I know my mama wrong.
I know she wrong, but I still don't like you.
Right, Stephen. Stephen. There was only one instance in my life where it was like so hard because that was my favorite cousin. My favorite cousin and my mama fell out. Yeah. Oh my god, girl. Oh my god. I was like 14, 15. I was just like, no. No, y'all, please don't do the please don't fight. Please don't do it. Baby, two black women, when they got something to say, they got something to say.
Listen, that's when you just stay out of it.
Oh, I was so hurt. Waking up in the morning. Why would they do that to me? Oh my God, it was so horrible. I was so happy when they finally made that girl because that really hurt my feelings, child. Okay, anyway. But yeah, and then here's the thing about it too. Toya be mad when Heavenly do it to her. But here's the thing I also want to raise to you, Chad. Do you think Heavenly would have went there with her if the roles were reversed?
So that's a good question. I do think that Heavenly is also tacky. I do think that Heavenly, I do think that Heavenly, has her uncouth moments and stuff like that. I just think that at some point, somebody got to be the bigger person. And again, if I know, even if I don't really care for you like that, if I know that you have something going on with your child, you know,
Off limits.
or it's a bit it's like, when do I say, you know what, I'm not gonna say this joke, especially not on camera, or
Well, she said it
I'm
in
not going
front of the
to.
child.
Yeah, and she said it in front. Like, that's what made it even tackier to me. I'm like, Toya, it's a time and place for certain things. Now, had Heavenly started with her, and said whatever, then I would have been like, okay, it was still tacky of Toya to say what she said, but she was retaliating
Warranted.
to,
Yeah.
yeah, it was warranted. But with her, especially the way the edit showed it, but her just doing it out of nowhere, I didn't like it. It was just so, it was gutter butt.
Yeah. Like
Like, girl, this lady is dealing with
she
not seeing her child, not talking to him.
definitely um Toya's younger children were there
At the mac and
as
cheese
well and
off.
saw it. Well, I mean, when she said it, they had just walked up, they had all walked up and all the kids were right there. And she said it. And it's like, it was cringe. It was cringe. All right, we'll move forward. It was cringe. Um, Angel comes to the event with a man, and Toya is yet confused because Angel has asked her to put her on with one of Eugene's doctor friends. Heavenly's brother arrives, and everyone is gagged that she has a brother. And they all say they don't want someone showing up at their door saying he's their brother. How do you feel about that? If someone was to show up to you and say, "Hey, I'm your brother,"
I mean, I would treat it like a regular stranger. I mean, you know,
yeah,
how ask the questions that I feel like I would need to ask, and from there, I would actually absolutely say, can we get a DNA test?
Yeah, who is that? Who said that? I feel like Nene said that, but who was she saying it about? We're gonna time take a DNA. We're gonna take a DNA. Who was she saying it about?
Was it when she was looking for her daddy?
Yes, but the way she said it was so Athens and cut. We're gonna take a DNA test. We're gonna
I
take a
say,
DNA.
she can't talk.
Oh, I love it. I miss it. Bring it on back.
I actually
Um,
like that too.
I like it too. I say this thing that she says that nobody ever gets. It's such a deep cut. When she gets upset, right? Nene says like, if you like came at her in front of a bunch of people, she doesn't say that. She says, and you did it in the front of the, and you did it in the front of people. You did it in the front of people. And I always say in the front of. That's what like it's very minuscule, but if you like catch it, you catch it. Like when she does it, it's like in the front of, but okay, whatever. I don't know. We love Nene. Welcome back. Let's move forward. Um, it's time for the mac and cheese off. And then the weather shows out.
What is going on, honey?
Every Angel's friend Bernard, who she dated for 10 years.
You're gonna have to piece me together. Somebody else said, "Oh, Chase." Chase, they is getting on you. Somebody said, "Do you have Verizon?" The people is letting you have it tonight. Well, I'm here. I don't know what part we left off on. I heard Angel, somebody she dating. I don't know where we at though.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I don't know what's going on, you guys. So we're gonna call an audible. I'm gonna go ahead and go live from my phone, like the old days. I don't know what's going on, but mm, okay, we're gonna finish it.
I've actually never seen your internet do
Yeah,
this
I
ever.
don't have issues like this, so I don't know what's going on. Sorry to the people, but we're gonna finish it. I know I look crazy, but we're gonna finish. We're almost done anyway. Um, uh, where were we at? We were at Toya embarrassing Angel down to the event. Okay, there we go. All right. See, boom, that's technology thing, baby. We're gonna figure it out. Give me 1 second. We're almost done. Okay. Toya tells you know, Angel or Bernard's date or whatever she says to him, and Angel says, this is my friend," and then she says, "Oh, bitch, I don't. Is she from New Orleans or something like that?
She's from New Orleans.
It's heavy, isn't it?
And mind you, I don't remember it being this heavy on Basketball Wives when she was there.
It is. Oh Lord, you trying to say she fake?
No, she's not fake. I just don't remember her accent being
Look at me
that.
being ah.
I just I just don't remember it being that heavy. Like I hear it on Marriage and Medicine.
Okay.
It could have been there on Basketball Wives, but it was so long ago, so that's probably why I don't remember either.
Okay, I don't know, but it was real heavy in that moment. Toya asked Bernard how was Angel in bed after she asked Bernard or tells Bernard that Angel wanted her to hook Angel up with one of her husband's doctor friends, and she says Toya has broken all kinds of girl code. She doesn't know if she was on her last dollar and that man was about to pay her rent, and here she come being loud and tacky. Do you think Toya is like overcompensating because she feels like she needs to make a show, or like what is going on with Toya?
I don't know. I mean, Toria always been like that. She always been tacky, which is why I never really cared for her too much. But I mean, I just think that's who she is at the core. I really think that that's who she is at the core. And
Mm.
sometimes you just can't help it when that is who you are. It's gonna always reveal itself in some kind of way. I don't think her loyalty is really to nobody. We've seen her, Contessa was introduced as Toya's friend initially, I believe, and we've seen how she's taken Contessa through the ringer and everything else. And I just don't think Toya really has no real loyalty to anybody to where she believes certain things are off limits.
Contessa deserved it.
More than likely, yeah.
That's
I'm
neither
just
here nor
saying
there. I'm
that,
sorry. I just wanted to put that out
eh,
there. You know how I feel about the thing.
yeah, some more than likely she did. But Toya, my whole thing is Toya don't have no issue making sure that you know she put it on blast. He stepped away for a minute, y'all. He's gonna be right back. We getting it together.
That's my fault. I accidentally pressed the back button on my phone. Y'all don't be mad. That's my fault. I'm sorry.
They gonna wear you clean out in the
Well,
chat.
listen, things happen. You see, we still continuing with the show. We rolling with the punches. What did the people want? You see what I'm saying? Somebody send us. Yeah, we're having internet issues in the area, guys. I'm sorry. We just got a text message. There's something going on in the area, so I do apologize about that. Thank you, love, love, love. Here's some Canadian money to help with this internet. Just kidding. I love the lounge. We're not gonna put you out. Thank you. Can you hear me, Chad?
I can hear you. I can
Can
hear
you hear
you.
me?
I can see. I can hear you. I can see you.
Okay. I can hear you. Um, Give me 1 second. 1 second.
Oh, what y'all up to today or tonight?
All right, there we go. I don't know. We just got a text message. There is something going on with the internet. I hear you guys, so I do apologize. Very quickly, let's give our thoughts on Toya and Angel, and then let's do our thoughts on this quad scene, and we're gonna wrap it up for the night. I do apologize about that, and we'll make sure we make it up to you guys. For sure, normally we don't have this issue, so I do apologize about that. With that being said, did you have any other thoughts pertinent that you can want to try to get out really quickly before the internet goes down again in this area? About Angel and Toya.
I do not. I just I want to see more of Angel though.
Yes, I'm intrigued.
I want to see more of Angel. I do think that she has a place on this show. It
Mhm.
does seem like the ladies are taking well to her, so I want to see more of her.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by Angel. It looks like next week she's like, "Hey, I don't know what the hell going on, but y'all have lost your mind and y'all got to go." And I like that. That's how you. It feels like it's organically happening as opposed to
Do,
someone trying to.
do you feel that Married to Medicine is in that stage of transition where it's possible that somebody like an era of Married to Medicine starts to phase out and they start to bring in new blood to keep it going? I'm starting to feel that in a sense with Mimi and Angel being there. What's the other new girl's name? Is it Brandy? I think it's Brandy.
Brandy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's starting to feel like I can see a younger or just a more fresh crowd, and that's not saying that they're gonna move the original people out. I'm just saying that I could see them if that's the goal for, like, for the future, I could see it happening.
I think it's necessary because it's only so much that they can do, and I think that they have found themselves in particular. I think they found themselves in particular predicaments where, like, if you move away, like, I think them not being able to do a show without Quad was telling, or the way that the show lagged due to COVID, but also for years until really Sweet Tea entered the fray. Without Mariah, the show kind of struggled for years, in my opinion. And I covered season 8 through now, so I've been reviewing it and I've been watching since season 1. And I do feel like the show struggled for a little bit after Mariah, but then we got something fresh with a fresh thing for them to play with, which is however you feel about it. Sweet Tea, it did bring in a fresh dynamic. However you feel
Hmm.
about it. And I think that that's their wake up call. They continue. If you're going to keep the core, you have to give them new people to mess around with. You got to give them new people to interact with because we can't keep having the same conversation. When they kicked Quad out of Napa and Quad was gone for those episodes, there literally, for the most part, was nothing that happened until Sweet Tea cussed out Dr. Jackie. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that it's necessary. I think they just have to continue to insert people, not Anila. Not Anila. All right. I just want to make that very clear. Please stop bringing her around. Um, the event ends, and they're dancing and having a good time. Plot is getting ready to go over the news of her egg retrieval with King, and King says, "Is Quad going to give him a masculine child to solidify the throne?" Please, what do you think about that statement?
You know,
Hmm?
I had already clocked King's T
You did.
before.
You did.
Um, so immediately my buzzer started going off as soon as I heard it. Like
Yeah.
I want to say I was in the kitchen doing something while that scene even came on, and as soon as I heard it, I kind of like stopped in my tracks and stopped what I was doing and walked over to the TV, rewinded it, and I was like, "Yeah, this is a homophobe.
Yeah.
This is a
And there
homophobe."
it is.
And I don't like calling people that. I don't like saying that. Um, I don't like saying that about people or using those terms about people without knowing them or without being around them, especially from a reality TV standpoint, because again, we're working with an edit. So I try to always look at it from the aspect of maybe it was edited that way. But this is his second time kind of in an unwarranted situation highlighting, masculinity or fragile masculinity. And it's like it's at a point to where it's like, sir, what's your issue? What is the issue? And after the second time, like it don't take a third time for me. I don't ever want to be in a room with King. I don't want to be around King. I don't have to see King on my TV screen. Like I just don't like that. Like so as far as where I'm standing right now, I ain't got nothing for King. I don't care about their relationship, what they got going on. Um, I would be okay with them just showing Quad. And honestly, I want her to lead him. Not because, and not even because of the whole, homophobe thing or whatever, masculinity thing. It's just more so, it don't seem like he even wants this baby. It don't seem like he really wants this baby. On top of that, Quad, I look at as a smart woman. And freezing eggs and all that with a man that you're not even married to, it's just the whole scenario of the whole thing just makes me annoyed. And even the fact of him saying, "You're gonna give me some masculine babies," like y'all not even in a committed married relationship and y'all doing all this, and you want a masculine baby from a woman who hang around a bunch of punks. You know, I hate to even say that term like that, but like let's just be real. Quad's friends, she hangs out. I know the boys she hangs out with. So it's like, how is this gonna work? So now you about to have kids with a man that don't even like your friends realistically and stuff. It's just none of it makes sense. So Quad, if you watching or if you come across this video, run, girl, run. If you thought Greg was putting his hands on you, King definitely gives me woman beater vibes. Ooh,
Now you're about to have kids with a man who realistically,
hmm.
I was saying you were saying now you're about to have kids with a man who realistically,
Who realistically does not like your don't even like your friends or the people that you be around or the people that, your team that styles you and gets you together and stuff like that. I firmly believe that King is a homophobe.
And it's incredibly disappointing. We don't even have to break down the rest of the scene. He basically tells her he's not interested in continuing with IVF, um, in so many words, and she offers to pay for it. He says it's expensive. She offers to pay for it. He says money isn't the issue, but he literally had just made an issue about it being expensive and then saying it's taking a toll on her mental health. So now he's gaslighting her. I feel like about the situation. I just wouldn't want to be with a man like that. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? I wouldn't want to be with a man that disrespect my people. Quad is gay friendly. Quad hang out with the gays. You know what I'm saying? And at this point in life, you can't have it both ways.
You
You
cannot have it
can't be
both
with a
ways.
man that's gonna hurt everything that's around you.
Yeah, next thing you know, she gonna ostracize herself from all her people and her friends, and it's gonna be a thing to where and I kind of believe that when Quad is the type that when she's in love, she kind of goes over the moon, and it's like, girl, don't put yourself in this situation with this man. And again, not firmly because of the homophobic stuff, but don't put yourself in a situation with this man who really does not want kids per se,
You told her
like
that.
or want any more kids. It's just kind of like you not being smart right now.
Yeah.
You're
Because
not being smart.
I'm a firm believer that sometimes you have to let things go for the right things to come into your life. Qua can have
Yes.
anything she wants. Qua could have anything she wants. And I want people to be reminded always, if something happens with the man, the gay friends that you had that were your friends before, they're going to be there with you through it and after, but not if you are with someone who is in opposition with everything that loves you and supports you unconditionally. Because there's no game. There may be some game for the girls to hang out with Miss Quad because she Miss Quad. She got access to the television. She got access to the things. She's Miss Quad. But when a friend genuinely love you, there's no game for them for that love. And so the love that you are looking for in your man, although that these gays are not your man, these gays love you. And I hate to say the gays, but I keep saying gay because he said a masculine child. So I want to keep saying gay so he can know that we're not crazy and we clock what we saw because he's talking about a fucking child being masculine. So I'm going to
A
keep
child.
saying gay. A child, by the way, now. I'm going to keep saying gay so he can know that we know what he's talking about.
Yeah, like don't
Okay?
don't code don't code it for TV. We're very
Yeah, don't
intelligent.
call it what it is. And Quad, I'm just going to say this and I ain't taking it back. Because me and Quad on good terms, Quad be in the lounge. She likes the things, she comments on the things. But as we grow, I can't sacrifice my integrity for a couple of likes and
That
maybe an
part.
interview. And I got to keep it real because that's what got me to the dance in the first place.
That part.
You should not have a child with this man. You should not want your child to be raised in toxicity. Miss Quad is a free spirit. Imagine if someone told Quad they could not be who she is. That'll be the same thing that your baby daddy, because he's not your husband, your baby daddy would be doing to your child because he wants a masculine child. When a child should just be able to be a child, and whether the child is what you have an idea of what a child should be, it should be loved no matter what. Anyway, I was disgusted, and we've seen this, and we know girls that get with men who are homophobic and how that makes us feel because we were down with them in the trenches when they were down and they luck, back against the wind, trying to make it no way to win. And Miss Quad, if you continue to pursue a relationship with this man and children with this man, I hope that you know that everything that you have risked it all for, everything that you have been through, everything that you have hinged your career on is going to live and die on this relationship with this man because your fan base is black women and black gays.
Yep. Simple as that.
With that being said, I will open up the phone line, but I think we need to get up out of here while we can. I want to greatly apologize to you guys if you're still here watching the show. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. We got a text message about internet outages up until tomorrow. So, I do apologize about that, Chad. I thank you for being a trooper. Thank everybody in the live chat. Nobody can come against. Nobody can stand in opposition with the things you love. Nobody can stand in opposition against the things that you love. And that's all I'll say. You know what that means. Take it for what it's worth. And we will see y'all because we got to go. Because the people tell me, get off the internet, girl. We got to get off, though. I appreciate you. Thank you, Chad. And we will see you. Make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe. Go into the hard comment section and leave some hard comments. Go over there to that page on the Instagram and everywhere else and tell us, do you think Mariah should be back on the show? We greatly appreciate you. We love y'all. Peace to the new millennium. Audi 5000.